Welcome back to our little kitchen, and as Nikita just said, today's video we're going to be making pozole. If I'm saying that wrong or we're saying it wrong, let us know in the comments below. We are going down this amazing Mexican route, having so much fun exploring all these different flavors and spices, etc. But pozole.
Now when I've been saying it, you said I sounded Italian, so I thought I'd do like a lower accent, because then you said I sounded a bit more Spanish. But I'm not afraid to admit that for the past year I've been calling it pozole.
Pozole. Yeah, pronunciations are catching us out quite a bit. Yeah, when you said it earlier, you sounded quite Italian.
I went pozole.
Pozole, buongiorno, buon appetito, mwah. But it's Mexican.
We're not doing Italian, and we're not making pozole, and you should be pleased that I've only said that to David on the odd occasion. I've not actually said pozole to anybody else outside of these four walls. So pozole, which I'll probably forget again, but we are making pozole. So let's go over to the hob and begin that stock.
So the meat we're going to be using today is from a barbecue we did for my mum and dad recently, a pork shoulder. So we're going to be using some of the leftovers for that for this dish. So it's time to make that stock, and we've got here in our Dutch oven 8 cups of water slowly bubbling away. Or maybe not bubbling away, but will be bubbling away soon. So first up, we've got 1 white onion, which has been chopped into quarters. Next up, we've got 5 cloves of garlic with the skin taken off. Next up, we've got 4 bay leaves and 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. And next up, we've got 3 tablespoons of bouillon. Don't ask me to say that again.
It's chicken bouillon granules.
Chicken bouillon granules.
Pozole.
Give this a little stir. And just while that's doing its thing, now is a perfect time to let you know we are a little British family obsessed with food. I bloody love food. My family and I are on a journey to be the best cooks we can and exploring your amazing cuisines. If that sounds good to you and you want to hop along to the H bus, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We've got some cracking videos coming up. That's quite enough of my jibber jabber. Now back to the stock.
We're going to leave that for about an hour to an hour and a half just to simmer away. We're not going to add the pork at this stage because it is a smoked pork shoulder. It'll just fall apart already, but we're going to add that a little bit later so we get some of that lovely pork juice in that stock as well. I've got Alyssa here. David's been taking care of the hot stuff over here, so I'm standing back so she's not near any of the heat sources. But over in this small pot, we have got some chilies. They're dried chilies. Now, I'm not ashamed to say this as well, but before this journey, I just kind of thought of a chili as a chili. I didn't think about all the different variations. I didn't think of dried chilies, powdered chilies, but this has opened my eyes to all things chilies. So we have got in this pot 3 dried ancho chilies, and for a little bit of heat we've got 3 dried, is it chilies the arbol? The arbol? Anyway, it's this that David's going to pop here in case I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But those we got from Cowboy Kent when we visited him in Oklahoma. Now the only thing we haven't got is dried guajillo chilies. I think I'm saying that one right. But we do have guajillo chili powder, so we're going to add that a little bit later on. Now I guess we're just rehydrating these. I have de-seeded them and deveined them. So we're just going to let that boil for about 15 minutes. I guess that's going to rehydrate them, and then we're going to pop them into the stock a bit later on. Those chilies have been boiling for about 15 minutes, so they are now ready to go into Brenda blender.
Brenda blender?
Yeah.
So that's Brenda, the blender. Right, we're popping these in, yeah?
Yeah, so just the chilies, not
just the chili. So we're going to let these drain, yeah?
Yep, so we're using a slotted spoon to get just the chilies out and leaving that kind of juice or water in the... We do need some of that water to go into this as well, so we need a cup. So luckily Brenda's got some measurements on the side. So there's a cup measurement here. Do you want me to tell you when to stop?
Yeah, just tell me when to stop.
Oh, you've got a while. Keep going. Stop.
Right, what's next?
Okay, we've got 5 garlic cloves we need to pop into this. 5
de-skinned garlic cloves.
And then we were talking about that guajillo chili powder that we've got because we don't have the dried chili. So we're just going to go and add in 3 teaspoons of guajillo chili powder. I looked up a conversion online from dried chilies to chili powder, so I'm hoping that the conversion is right and we're not going to screw anything up and add too much or too little.
So it's a level spoon, isn't it?
You calling me out?
I just listened to Cowboy Kent. He always does the finger thing.
I don't know, he also told me he doesn't do much measuring, everything's by eye, so you know. Okay, now we just need to pop Brenda on and give her a whirl.
Okay, let's take a little look inside, shall we? Oh, wow, really got hit there. All the different smells that are going on with those chilies. What? Very nice, very nice. Now that's blended, let's get our butts over to the hob. In here we have 2 tablespoons of oil, and now we need to sieve out all that chili. Just need to push all of this through. All we need to do now is heat this for about 10 minutes.
We have removed the onions, the garlic, the bay leaves and whatever else was in that stock from the stock itself. We are just going to go in now and add in some extra things. So we're going to add that chili mix sauce that we've made. So here's all of our lovely chilies. Next we have 8 ounces of tomato sauce, half a teaspoon of cumin, tablespoon of dried oregano, teaspoon of white vinegar. Those chilies have given it a really deep red come brown colour, which from images I've seen online for this dish, it looks to be the correct colour, hopefully. Now we've got to add an ingredient which we've never had before. Is it hominy? Now, we were sent this by Joey in Texas and we've yet to use it in a dish. So we're going to try and use it today in this pozole, if I'm saying it right still. Okay, this is like something I've never had before. Apparently this is a corn product. I have never ever seen anything like this. Actually, no, I have. It reminds me of those things you get in, is it bubble tea or bubble tea? Like the little things that pop. Let me know, do you like hominy? We probably should have added more of the hominy in, but we only had the 1 tin, so hopefully that'll be enough just to get a flavour of this. But I think usually you'd add a little bit more, maybe 2 tins of this in pozole. Last up, we're going to add in David's pork shoulder that he smoked. Well, not David's pork shoulder, because his shoulder is still intact. This is the pork he smoked. Now we do have to heat this until the pork is tender, which we know the pork is tender because we've had it in barbecue and the fat is fully rendered in this pork. So we're going to do it until the pork is heated through and some of these flavours meld together from the chili, the hominy, the oregano, etc. So join us in half an hour for a taste test.
Taste test time!
Now one thing we also added was a flour tortilla on the side, which I believe is another kind of garnish or accompaniment to this dish. I almost forgot what it's called, or I think I have forgotten. Is it pozole? Is that how we pronounced it? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I'm confused by this. Do you dip this, or do you like pour some of this in it and sort of eat it, or well, I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. But this looks and smells amazing.
Now apparently the garnishes are something you need to do. So we've got the cilantro, we've got the lime juice, we've got the thinly sliced radishes, which surprises me because I've not come across a dish with radishes in yet in our American journey. There are something we have over here accompanied with salads and things like that, and also there is some cabbage. So tuck in, my love.
And try and get a little bit of everything. Try.
Try is the key word. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Excuse me. Okay, I can get the smoke from the meat.
Okay.
I'm trying to work out what flavours they are.
Now, was it the flavour of everything, or was it the flavour of the sauce or the radish? What was it?
I think it's the barbecue that hits me first of all. I'm not sure if this is lacking something.
We haven't added any additional salt and pepper, so if you do need it, you can add that in.
Well, that was quite a nice little bit. But let us know, what do we do with this? Do we dip this or?
I'd say it's too wet to do anything other than dip.
That bit was a bit tastier. Let's try another bit. Okay. I don't think I had enough sauce that first time.
Okay.
There's a nice heat to that. Nothing too crazy, just a nice little heat. Nice and tasty. It's not as rich as I thought it was going to be. Looking at this and look at the gravy, I really thought it was going to be really, really rich, but it's not.
But do you know what it smells like to me? It smells like the Texas brisket chili that we did.
Yeah.
But I think that's down to the chilies that we used, and obviously it's got meat in it, but other than that, I just think there's probably no similarities. Oh, the hominy.
Okay, not a massive taste to it. The sauce definitely makes it. You do need a bit of sauce with the meat, and obviously the sides as well. Tastes good. I've not really had anything like this before. It's something I would eat on a cold day.
It's a Mexican stew. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Although, is it ever cold in Mexico?
I don't think so. I like the heat.
So I did add 3 of those chili de arbols, if that's what they were called. It said 1 to 3, depending on what heat you like, or you could have omitted them completely. So I went for like 3.
You know what? The more I eat it, the better it gets.
So it's one of those that kind of gets onto the palate and then really takes hold.
Definitely. The first one I was like, oh, I felt like it was lacking a bit of taste.
Well, I was worried that I'd done something wrong when you said that, because I was like, oh, it looks like it's probably just coloured water then, if that came.
No, not at all. I think the first bit I didn't have enough sauce. The meat is really good.
Okay, here goes.
It's actually quite Moorish. It's like once you pop, you can't stop.
Pringles. That is packing a lot of flavour. Definitely, like you said, the smoke hits you. So I'm guessing we may have created like a bit of a variation of this dish, of this pozole, by having it with smoked meat. So that initial bite is good. Ooh. That is tasty. I think the chilies are really like giving it different flavours. So you're getting a bit of the sweetness from one chili, you're getting a bit of the heat from another, and then you're getting this smoky taste, which I keep saying about the smoky taste, but I'm not sure if it's even meant to be in there because we decided to put smoked meat in there. I'm going to try some of this hominy on its own. It's a bit like a harder chickpea, but with a little less flavour. I'm not adverse to that, but it is a little bit strange on initial taste, because for somebody that's never had it before, it doesn't remind me of corn in the slightest. I'll try another bit. It's not bad. I was a bit dubious about the radishes and the green cabbage, because I was thinking, I'm not sure how that's going to go, and I was thinking I was just going to push it to the side. But I think it really adds a nice contrast, because you've got all that cooked, rich, hot goodness, and then you've got kind of these raw vegetables on it, which just sets it off really nicely. I'm going to have one more bite, and then I'm going to dip a tortilla in it and just see if that does anything different.
Yeah, the tortilla is a nice little compliment.
Wow. I like it when the heat hits the back of your throat, and that just happened. You will have to let us know, have we made this a little bit too soupy like? Is it meant to be a bit thicker like a stew? But let's try the tortilla.
I think it's fine. I think it works out fine.
This is quite something. I think the different tastes and the different heat levels and the different textures are just working really, really well. And like with most of the Mexican dishes that we've tried, just a lot of colour, brightening up a full day, isn't it?
So marks out 10 for me. I think the first bite, I was going to say 7, but now it's like developed in my mouth. I think it's a good 9. It's a good 9.
I think I've personally made it a little bit too watery, but I can see the full potential of this if it wasn't as watery. So I think I would probably like it a little bit thickened up, if that is indeed how you have it. I'm going to give it a really good 8 out of 10, but I think the flavours are wonderful in this, and it is really something that's complementing. Each individual ingredient complements each other.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed eating it, and all that leaves this little British family to say is...
Take care.
God bless.
And see you all in the next video.